Greetings and welcome everybody to the New Immune 365 Healthy by Choice lecture series on a Tuesday. We are presenting to you today the link between the gut, the brain, anxiety, depression, and hormones. Now, that might sound rather wide and broad to you, but in actual fact, very, very easy to link these five major aspects together. If I have a look at the recent case studies, the recent health assessments, quantum health scans that we've been doing on people, looking at the live blood analysis, and putting it together, these are very common aspects that we see. And just to demystify it and all, we'll be going through that. I'll be sharing with you some of the 365 Healthy by Choice products, nutrient-dense products, food state plant-based, that will quickly and easily remove the root causes to gut problems, brain problems, anxiety, depression, and hormones. I'll explain the pathway to you. And also then have a look at some nourishment of the gut, the brain, and the hormone cycles. So as usual, put your comments in the chat and bring me your questions, because that always makes it most interesting. I can talk forever about what I want to talk about, but what's most important to me is what you want to hear about all of this. So I'm just presenting to you what I found in the last week, the most common things. And, is menopause really supposed to be, as disruptive as it is? Why are so many people anxious? Why are so many young children on antidepressants? I'm talking about teenagers. Why are so many people walking around with gut problems? So many people walking around with brain and hormone problems, brain fog, concentration problems, just general focus. So without further ado, I'm going to move into that. Just to say that I'm bringing this to you from 365 Healthy by Choice, and we are a full-service quantum medical center. We have branches in the main head office in Bryanston, branches in White River and Lilongwe, and we offer live blood analysis, which is quite revealing to most people. It definitely gets people's attention. And we offer the food state plant-based, nutrient-dense foods as medicine. And we offer intravenous drips in the form of oxygen, and also for those who are not absorbing properly, the vitamins and mineral drips. And we offer acupuncture. It's also a non-verbal way of healing people, similar to the quantum software that we use, which is non-verbal, non-linear. So everything is in the quantum space. Quantums would be particles and waves, all interconnected and interdependent. And what's going on at one end of the world is being affected and realized by the rest of the world. So when what you're thinking, other people are receiving those thoughts and vice versa. So there again, if you understand the quantum concept, you want to always be protecting your field. And I spoke quite a bit about this last Thursday. You want to be protecting your field against unwanted emotions and also toxins and pollutants and parasites and things like that. So very important to build up our immunity, build up our strength, consume, the medicinal mushrooms, the blue-green algae, spirulina, chlorella, the pollen, propolis, the royal jellies, the organic sprouted sprouts, and the organic grown fruits and nuts. Those foods are very important in terms of their intelligence, in terms of growing healthy cells, repairing organs and tissue, and making us more intelligent, basically. So they're a cut above the average lettuce, tomato, cottage cheese, and chicken type of foods. And then also we We offer infrared saunas, and most important these days with the radiation toxicity being so high, earthing and grounding. So if you go to the 365 Healthy by Choice website, so it's www.365healthybychoice.com, you will then have access to our center offerings and the services that we offer there, as well as the plant-based nutrient-dense food state products and the earthing products, the quantum devices. We've got a lovely offer there, business in a box for people wanting to grow and start their own businesses. And so more about that on the website, and our beautiful earthing and grounding mats, small, medium, and large, and our time crystal pendant, especially for EMF and radiation. So I urge you to go and have a look and see what we offer there. But I'm getting more to the point today. I want to talk to you mostly about life force, vitality, and energy, because that is what I focus on the most, and what we really look at three main things, which would be oxygenation of the body, the level of inflammation in the body, and the level of acidity in the body. And why those three? Because if those three are out, we are tending towards a downward spiral of degeneration, and parasites grow and toxins remain in the body, they're not removed. So we've always got to get those three in good working order: low inflammation, high oxygen, and an alkaline pH, 7.4, basically blood 7.4. So we work with nature's wisdom and the innate ability of the body to heal. It's very easy, it's very simple, and we sit back and we watch the magic happen. So everything is geared towards prana, chi, life force, vitality, electron spin. And remember, within the quantum space, we're looking at the electromagnetic fields, we're looking at science, we're looking at physics, voltages, amperages, resistance to flow, and hydration and water. And if we consider the causes that would upset the gut, the brain, we already know the gut-brain axis. So people that come in with constipation have definitely got brain fog. People that are coming in with dizzy, brain fog, can't remember anything, have definitely got a constipation or a diarrhea or something going on in the gut. It's completely interlinked. And, the most important thing is the fuel and the oxygen getting to the cell. So we've got a challenge, because the oxygen from the air, which isn't always 100% optimum, often the oxygen level outside is low. Is it getting absorbed into the bloodstream via the lungs and carried to the cell? Is the cell receptive to the oxygen levels, or is the insulin resistance or something else in the way? And is the food from the gut getting digested, metabolized, and absorbed into the bloodstream and carried to the cell membrane? And is it entering the cell, or is it blocked again? And are the wastes leaving the cell? So, those pathways need to be very clear. And then the detoxification organs, kidney, lungs, liver, gut, skin, lungs, all need to be working and operating properly to remove toxins for more than optimum health, to maximize health. So one of the biggest things that affects the gut, the brain, things causing anxiety, causing depression, causing hormone imbalances, is stress. Stress is probably 95% responsible for any disease, disorder, symptoms that you can think of. And because of stress, we get very high levels of adrenaline and cortisol, the stress hormones, being released and hitting on the cells virtually 24/7. So usually fight or flight, the lion comes along, your body reacts, you climb the tree, the lion goes past, and your body resets back to normality. When we're living in the environments that we're living in today, the business world, stresses, everyday things, we're living often 24/7 in the stress mode. And this is having the effect of constant adrenaline release, constant cortisol release, and constant stress on the sympathetic nervous system. And that means that the parasympathetic nervous system, which is where we get digestion, elimination, healing, clearing, boosting of our immune system, doesn't happen. And that's where we start getting problems with hormonal release. Not so much manufacture of the hormones, they're there, but the release isn't happening. And the chemical message from the body to the liver, through the blood, to the brain, is not happening. So stress is a big factor in all 5 of these issues that we're talking about today. So we have to do our utmost to allow the body and ourselves and give ourselves time to relax. I like specifically the alternative nostril healing because I find that balances the sympathetic, parasympathetic nervous system very, very well. And exercise, yoga, and meditation and things, but we have to be very clean and clear in the body and get the wrong spin parasites and chemicals and environmental toxins out of us in order to be very still and centered, and to stop the mind from wandering to the past and going into the future and things like that. So there are various things, and the breath is what's going to balance us. And that brings us to oxygenation and the breath and breathing. So most people are walking around with 75% oxygen in the cell, and that's not even optimum. So that is suboptimum. And that means that the cells are accumulating wastes. Not enough oxygen is getting into the cell. We're not producing enough energy, ATP, for all the energy functions of the body and flow. So again, as I said in the beginning, the lungs are critical. They need to be clean as a detox organ. They can't have impurities, toxins. We need to breathe. We need to breathe to the bottom of the lungs physically. We need to breathe and not just breathe in the top half, which is really when we're stressed. We need to breathe in deeply and long out to let all the old acidic carbon dioxide leave the body. So that's very important, our presence insofar as our oxygen and our breathing is concerned. And then, of course, we need to bring in the other elements and the other nutrients, such as sunshine, the photons, the plants photosynthesize. Given the right body frequency, we can also photosynthesize, and we can capture that sunlight photon and use it as nutrients. Similarly, earthing and grounding. If we allow ourselves to take our shoes off and walk barefoot on the ground with a bit of dew, or along the seashore with an extra bit of water, we will all the electrons will be absorbed into our body and neutralize us and throw off things like radiation. So earthing is critical to center ourselves. It's critical for life force, vitality, energy, prana, chi, and to maximize our health, and to allow the balance between the sympathetic and the parasympathetic nervous system. And I think two major words that I'm using today to balance all of this is the balance between the sympathetic and the parasympathetic nervous system, and your vital field, your vitality, your prana, your chi, your energy. Your energy is your currency, and it's also your current. So it's your current and your currency, play on words. And those are the two main important things here. Don't get fixated on, I've got this infection in my brain, or this infection in my gut, or, I'm deficient in this hormone or that hormone. That is very reductionist. We need to always look holistically, physically, neurologically, emotionally, and spiritually to reset the dis-ease that is presenting in our bodies. And nobody's immune from this. I'm constantly resetting myself, constantly working on it to achieve the maximum health levels that I possibly can, given, my life and the work that I'm doing and sharing, like this evening, and making sure I don't sit too long and don't watch the screen too long and damage my eyes and so on. So it's always a constant battle between, ultimately an ideal and the reality and the world that we live in, because we always need to chop wood and carry water. That is our function. I don't think too many of us are living in such a high spiritual realm that we don't have to do that. And that is what shapes us, and that is where we meet our trials and our tribulations, and that is how we gain vibration in the quantum field. And as we gain that vibration, the lower frequency diseases and accumulation of toxins don't happen. And what I mean by that is, if you consider growing vegetables, for example, and you've got a tray of spinach and half of them go into really healthy soil and the other half go into poor soil, guess where the diseases and the insects go? They go to the plants growing in the poor soil. They leave the plants growing in the healthy soil because the pH is balanced. The vitality, the vibration of that plant is not attracting a disease or an insect. Same with us. So we have to be of maximum vibration, have maximum life force, a maximum energy and chi, to not allow the diseases to live within us. That's why we go for oxygen, acidity, and low inflammation, because that's growing a healthy plant. It's growing a healthy human. Okay, and I'll talk a little bit just now about some of the products that you can get to quickly restore yourself, and I mean quickly. And those of you who have the quantum software, you'll be able to measure your improvement, and it's really so encouraging to do that. I made a major step and went onto raw food only, and it was absolutely astounding how quickly the risk factors reduced, how quickly my mineralization came into total balance: calcium, magnesium, potassium, even the conductive metals, the gold, silver, copper, nickel, cobalt, etc. I was astounded how everything just became normalized. And that was just really by taking a major step and considering eating raw food only. So there is a big case for raw food, because I think the body can extract, absorb, metabolize, and utilize the nutrients in raw food better than cooked food. Definitely proteins and oils, we know that, because the protein gets totally denatured and so does the oil, goes into the trans state, which becomes a free radical, acidic, and inflammation. The protein that's denatured, well, you could only use about 10% of it. The other 90% gets deposited in the blood, in the cells, and in the kidneys, for example. So we don't want that at all. So I'm just saying there's a massive case on a personal level, because I've done it for raw food. And I think, rule of thumb, 80% raw food is a very good way to eat. And your taste buds change as well, and your taste for food also shifts. So lots of nice things that happen. You can feel your vibration increase. You can feel your skin, your hair become soft. So I'm just saying, these are ways to remove these common things that I'm seeing every day. The hormones just balance. Stress, depression, anxiety. Well, not that I had that, but I'm just saying you feel calm, you feel beautiful all the time, and able to cope. And your day is, an A, B, C, D, E, F kind of a day. You're not really challenged with too many unknowns. And if they do come along, you're ready to cope with it. So, where I left off before I digressed was the earthing and grounding. And I've really made products there that we can measure with a voltmeter. The time crystal you can measure with our quantum software, and my EMF pendant you can measure with the quantum software too within a week. You must see my radiation levels now that I've only eat raw food. They've halved. Now how? I still wear the quantum pendant. I still wear everything. I still do everything normal. But going on raw food, I've halved the radiation levels. And that's phenomenal. It's absolutely phenomenal as far as I'm concerned. So, I always use myself as the test, and then I share it with all of you. So, I would love to have feedback from all of you. If you can make the decision, you will feel on another level. It's really nice to feel, have the feeling of not having a huge amount of food in your stomach and in your intestines. You're light, you can move easily. Just to say, and then obviously optimize and maximize your nourishment. And I did speak about that a bit earlier. The bee products, pollen, propolis, royal jelly, the medicinal mushrooms, reishi, chaga, shiitake, cordyceps, lion's mane, maitake, coriolis, those ones. They really are on another level. And the blue-green algae, spirulina, chlorella, the stress adaptogens, they're all in my product. They're in the Activa stem cells. You're going to get the top plant-based nutrients in there. The stress defense shield, you're going to get 30 of the top world-class premium brand superfood nutrient plant-based and adaptogenic herbs. So I've really done my best to extract the best from around the world to put into my products. And that brings the best to you. No fillers and no binders. And I mean, what more could you want? The one manager in one of the health pharmacies said, Jane, your product, the 365 Healthier by Choice range, absolutely raises the bar. So here we are still, and I'm sharing this with my branches and with practitioners on a daily basis, and most importantly with the clients. So important also would be hydration. So we've got to be adequately hydrated, first of all, to carry for the blood to carry the foods and nutrients and oxygen to the cells, and then to carry the wastes away as well. So hydration is critical. The kind of water you're using, you would want to use spring water because it's structured, pH is 7.4, it's got life force. No other water has life force. So you make the choice. Do I use flaxseed oil or another oil? No, you use flaxseed oil. It has the highest life force. Am I going to buy spirulina and a stress defensial type of a nutrient, or am I going to go and buy more and more tomatoes? No, you're not. You're going to buy the highest life force food you can get, because it's not about quantity. It's about quality of food. And by the way, also, when you eat raw food, you don't get hungry. It's the craziest thing on earth. You just don't get hungry. It's amazing. Anyway, just sharing. Get adequate rest and sleep. So your circadian rhythm is important. And that's where grounding and earthing comes into play as well. Going to sleep before 10 o'clock, absolutely critical. Because that's when the serotonin, melatonin interaction starts shifting, and you get your deep sleep and your deep healing, rest of the nervous system, boosting of the immunity. So that's critical. And then, I'm up at 4 o'clock because I've rested. I don't need more than 6 hours sleep, 5-6 hours, I'm done. So I often wake up before the birds, actually. And then I go outside, and then I get fed by the cosmic dust that falls, falling 24/7 anyway. But in the morning, the oxygen is dense and the air is filled with the cosmic dust. Call it cosmic dust. All the vitamins and minerals and nutrients and things we don't even know that we get fed from too. And then if you do sun gazing, you get fed by the photons as well, straight through the retina. It hits the pineal gland and you get fed. So exercise is important. I did say that. It's important to do stretching. It's important to do cardiovascular as well. And as you're doing this, let's say, yoga poses or shiatsu or whatever, you are stretching the adrenals. You are working with the digestive system. You are bringing lots of blood and circulation to the brain. And that is, releasing endorphins, serotonin, dopamine, the natural tranquilizers and antidepressant products. As you're breathing in oxygen, which is the number one nutrient to prevent anxiety, depression, and for sleep. So you see, with a very few products, we can actually reset. And if we're doing the reset, then the liver clears, the blood clears, the brain clears. And then when the body requests hormones to be released, they are released. And we're reducing stress, reducing the imbalance between the sympathetic and the parasympathetic nervous system. And not to forget the importance of nature. So when you're outside in the morning and you're hearing the birds sing, and you're in your meditative state, you're breathing, those birds are clearing your brain for you. They're clearing your cells for you, the vibration of the sound. It's absolutely critical. So nature also, rest the eyes and have a break from the screen. And, listen to, what nature's communicating back to you. And I've talked before, if you have a look on my YouTube channel, about nature elements, all the little beings that are in nature, that live in the trees and the plants and flowers and the ponds and things, they will feed you too. So when you're in nature early in the morning, the nature beings are really alive and active too. And, you get fed by that as well. So, I just want to share some of that with you. And I would love to get your feedback and hear also, your comments regarding this. So what I'm saying to you is, yes, we do have products to reset. So I'm just going to share with you, because we do have a special on the moment, and I will let you know. This is our flaxseed oil I spoke about, in a 500 ml or a 250 ml. This is the oil with the highest life force. It grows around us at humans. It's not deep under the sea where we don't go, where the oil is too dense. The flaxseed oil is the oil that is around us and that works for us with the omegas in the right 3, 6, and 9 ratio. According to the human, it's actually absolutely identical. And the benefits outweigh. So if you go onto the 365 Healthy by Choice website and you search flaxseed oil, there'll be a little video clip there which will give you a 1-minute information on flaxseed oil. So that's part of our reset, because it resets the electrical potential across the cell membrane. Remember, I'm focusing on getting oxygen and food into the cell to make the energy. I'm focusing on getting it out. The detox organs must be open. I'm focusing on oxygen, reducing inflammation, and alkalinization of the body. So flaxseed oil is important. The Microbiome Reset probiotic, over 80 live strains, in fact more towards 120. You can only get 12 maximum in the fridge. It's usually only 2. And that's going to cause an imbalance in the body. This probiotic is brewed in the microbial cloud that we live in, the plants, the animals. It's all the same, the soil. So I'm accepting we do a 2nd generation brew where we add in the algae, the medicinal mushrooms, the pollen, the rock dust, the kelp, and so on, and to get additional nutrients. And then we would use a form of oxygen. We've got our oxygen capsules. And we also have our cell vitality oxygen drops. And both of these are game changers, because if we were all walking around at 75% oxygen in the cell, we need extra oxygen, and we need to do breathing exercises, and we need to breathe to the bottom of our lungs and breathe out the carbon dioxide. So we bring oxygen in. We've also got, as I said, the oxygen drops, the cell vitality oxygen drops, which you can search on the website, the 365 Healthy by Choice website. So we also use the DMSO, which is plant tree sap, dimethyl salt oxide. So those 4 products, the DMSO, which is we call it the declot shot. It thins the blood naturally, and it's a solvent. It's bactericidal, fungicidal, and a whole lot of other things. They all boost immunity. They all detox the body, but they reset the cell. They reset the cell vitality. So it works perfectly in combination with the Quantum software. Absolutely perfectly. And that product, there's a $10 saving, a 200 Rand saving right now. And that's going to end, I think, on Sunday. I've got a couple of expos coming up. I've got Hirsch's, which is an appliance company, and they've got a big wellness day for their customers. And then I've also got the Leader Naturally Yours Health and Wellness Day on Sunday. And we have our own health and wellness event in White River, Thursday to Saturday as well. So there's a lot going on at the moment, and we are promoting this reset, the 4 products to reset. Another one that we use to reset is the Ormus Gold. So the Ormus Gold rejuvenating mineral elixir. This has got the platinum precious metal minerals, the conductive metal minerals, which charge us. In other words, this is our battery pack. It's like plugging a computer in, plugging your cell phone in. We get plugged in with using the Ormus Gold. It's an alchemical product which we make, bringing in all the liquid forms of the minerals. So that's a very important product. And then just to share a few more with you, the male and the female hormone. Now, these are very, very important products. Just going to get it a bit closer to you, the male and the female hormone. So I put together very special products, like about 12 ingredients into all of them that are going to, that are actually the hormones, like a black cohosh is the beneficial estrogen, a chaste berry is the beneficial progesterone, Tribulus terrestris is the beneficial testosterone. And then I've got a whole lot of other products, including bee pollen and algae and cacao and reishi mushroom and ginseng and gynostema and poti and kelp and donquay and tulsi and sea salt. And all of these are hormone builders as well. So we've got the actual hormone in the natural plant state, as well as the hormone builders also in the natural superfood or plant state. And there's even maca powder in here. So we've really got the female hormone sorted out, and the male hormone has got very similar products as well, also about 12. It's got, slightly higher Tribulus terrestris, and also got saw palmetto and those kind of products in, especially for men, pine bark. So, also wonderful to reset. So sometimes the body is lacking in the proteins to make these hormones, remember? So we like to give the hormones as well while we're waiting for the liver and the blood and the brain to clear and the whole chemical messaging to happen. So those are the feedback pathways. So we have those products, lovely products, beautiful, used widely in the health pharmacies where the products are. We've got our Stress Defense Shield, which has got over 30 nutrients and adaptogenic herbs. And this is a go-to. It's a do not miss. You're going to get what you need in here. And it's also available in the smoothie boost, which is cacao-based. So you've got all the cacao, the hemp powder, lots and lots of complete protein, long-chain sugars, which are not sweet, vitamins, minerals, phytonutrients. You can't go wrong with this. And there's nothing. I walked around the earth. I've been not to the east, but in the west, there's nothing comparable to the Stress Defense Shield, and that's going to reset everybody. And if you just want the stress adaptogens, I've got 5 of them in here, which is the Siberian ginseng, ashwagandha, astragalus foti, and the rhodiola. So this is great, and it works fantastically. It is in the Stress Defense Shield, but you can get this on its own as well as a combination. So that just gives you, an idea of what we can do right now to reduce stress, to increase and make sure that we have the hormones to be secreted that are going to assist with the gut and the brain, to reduce the stress, which is going to again take the stress off the gut and the brain by allowing the parasympathetic nervous system to balance with the sympathetic nervous system as the body resets with the oxygen, the DMSO, the flaxseed oil, and the microbiome reset, and the Ormus gold. And then while we're doing the reset, it's good to use the Replica RNA DNA and the Ormus gold, because those 2 products will reset the human genetic code, the DNA, and that means you're going to eliminate the genetic diseases which are passed on generation to generation, such as diabetes, such as cancer, such as lipid deposition, protein deposition, mineral deposition incorrectly. So while we're getting all that reset happening, the genetic code can shift as well. The Ormus gold does that, and the Replica RNA DNA, because that has the nuclear proteins, uracil, guanine, adenine, cytosine, and thymine. All right, and so when we've got the right nuclear proteins there, and we're allowing the DNA to unravel and wind up again with the Ormus gold, we've got a winning formula there. That's the Replica RNA DNA and the Ormus. So we're getting right inside the nucleus of the cell to reset. So, that's what I wanted to share with you today. Let's not get reductionist about health and healing. These are all symptoms. Okay, the website link, let me put that in the bottom here for you. So the website is All right, there's the website. And then what was the other question? The product. Okay, so the product, you would go to the same website, and then you would add to your cart, and then you would check out, and we have an online delivery, and it's global. If you happen to be somewhere like Lithuania or Mongolia or something, and it says to you your country's not open, just inbox me. I'll give you my WhatsApp number as well. Right, there is my WhatsApp number. So you can WhatsApp text me if your country's not open. Most of the countries are open, but you never know. There's always one or two that aren't, and we'll open it up immediately for you. So it's literally like buying a book from Amazon. We have an international e-commerce website, and there's about 5 different currencies to choose from. So you can get it all there. You can browse, you can learn. We've got a library there, which has got most of the YouTube videos. You can go to YouTube too and like and comment and on that, on the various lectures that I've already stored there. And this evening will also be stored. As soon as I've downloaded it, it will be uploaded. But if you've joined the webinar, you should get the replay immediately. Anything else? I hope I've made it simple and I've made it clear. And I really don't want people spending their money and, guessing, because there's no need to guess. At the Quantum Medical Center, you have the Quantum software, which is the world's largest medical software platform, 11,000 frequencies, and all the treatment solutions as your body has tested for it. And in real time, we heal the body. We heal the body with the quantum nutrients because, again, we're using nature's wisdom and the innate potential of the body to heal. We can double check this with a live blood analysis. We can enhance the detoxification with the oxygen drips, with infrared saunas, the acupunctures, and so on. And this is just what I've found to be the most effective. And I'm busy completing my PhD in, a natural holistic framework for health. And I always talked about the paradigm shift. And I think in many cases, the critical mass still does have to shift into the new paradigm. Many of us are already in the paradigm shift. So we already moving upwards. And what we want to do is share this with people. I'm in White River at the moment, saw many professional people today, including pharmacies, including people in renal dialysis clinics and so on, all absolutely amazed at what we have, what products we have, and all wanting to be the case, be their own case study, their own testimony, so that they can go forward and share. So our affiliate program, which is under members on the website. If you click on there, it's free to join the affiliate program. You just need to buy a box of products, 4 products a month to remain an affiliate, and you get your 12% discount. And we want the affiliates to be health avatars. They must be the case study as well, to share and walk the talk. Obviously, and then you can share and do what you need to do with our affiliate program, and we will train you on the products, most importantly. So that's available. And then the business in a box, which I spoke about as well, is our baby quantum machine, the Q450, which measures 450 readings in 1 minute. It's a medical device. And it assists you immediately see what the major risk factors are. And then we plug and play with our toolkit of products. And, I'm just looking at the shelves here already and waiting. And then we remeasure again in a month's time. So it's really a very scalable model that, we're sharing worldwide at the moment. And we've sold many of those devices too. And we've really made a big difference in people's existing businesses, because you will grow your business. It's going to make a marked effect. In fact, the doctor who sold me my first machine said to me, Jane, this is going to change the nature of your business, your practice, and absolutely did. And then, of course, the products came in as well. So we've just got a very tight, scalable model. And then you can open up a branch too. or a franchise, or you can be a practitioner who orders products from us. All of those options are fully available. So yes, I look forward to, can you use the microbiome? Yes, you can. So the thing is what is the cause of ulcerative colitis? Do you know the cause? Anything with itis is inflammation. So what is causing the inflammation? And there's a couple of things that, like I've already mentioned: stress, low oxygen levels, inappropriate food that's not actually food for the body, that's toxin. Food that's eaten after sunset is a toxin to the body. It's as simple as that. It's no longer food. It's a toxin. My chickens will not come off their perch. They get onto their perch at 5:45 every night. If I walk in there and I put seed in their tray, they will not get off the perch, because that food is now toxin, and their innate ability to know this knows it. You see, but us as humans, we just put the light on and we eat anytime. We eat in front of the computer too. A chicken wouldn't do that. The innate intelligence is too high. They haven't forgotten it like us, So getting back to the question, we've got to take all of that into consideration: food and rest and stress. If you're stressed, you're going to cause big problems in the gastrointestinal tract. And then if you don't have enough beneficial microbes, you're going to have a problem, because there's going to be an overgrowth of the aggressive candidas, H. pylori, etc., etc. You're going to get the SIBOs, you're going to get the IBS, you're going to get, ulcers. And we've got to get those terrible toxins out, the genetically modified food that, lives in the gut and will become a pesticide-producing factory. If you eat corn, that's going to happen to you, because the corn carries genetically modified organisms and genes, basically. So we have to eat clean, live clean, sleep well, make sure that the gut's lining has got the flaxseed oil, make sure that we're using the RNA DNA replica, because that's going to heal the gut lining and close the leaky guts and heal ulcers and clean the villi, and restore health, to the cell, the tissue, the organ, the whole body. It doesn't only do it in the gut, so that's very, very important. And if it's very, very sore, I would rub the DMSO drops onto the area where it's very sore and let the DMSO go through too. I would make a castor oil pack, 1 or 2 drops of DMSO. I would put that on overnight as well to draw out a toxicity. And to soothe, I would use chia seeds and goji berries, and barley, because those foods form a type of a jelly. They're also very nice to coat. Slippery elm, very nice to coat the gut. We've got a beautiful gut cleanse, which has got Cascara sagrada, but it's also got the slippery elm and those products in it as well. So the gut cleanse, the flaxseed oil, I would definitely use the oxygen, and you could use a Parastop or the Para-Immune Defense, our herbal products that will also help clear the gut very quickly. And just remember, the oxygen's an oxidant. It's taken on its own round about lunchtime. The herbs, the foods, the antioxidants in the morning or in the evening. So you don't mix an antioxidant and an oxidant together. Yeah, you won't do that. So even my dogs, we make a zeolite, spirulina, kelp, RNA, DNA, powder, and we sprinkle that on their food, and then we take the cell oxygen powder and we sprinkle that on, but we don't mix the two together. So the one gets in the morning and the other one will go on the evening food, and we're getting then very balanced dogs who don't get sick, have beautiful shiny coats. They get the microbiome reset twice a day on their food. And, you can see the results when they come back from the dog parlor. They want to know, the owner wants to know what we're feeding the dogs, because they have the best coat out of all the dogs that are coming through. So anyway, what I'm just saying to you, results speak for themselves. And results tell me that what I'm doing is right. And it's simple, it's effective, and we're going to fix the problems. So I don't really mind what the diagnosis is. I don't go by the diagnosis. I don't really mind what the blood tests are telling me, because I don't worry about that. I worry about the vitality of the person. Have I raised their vitality? Have I raised their energy level? Because I know if I've done that, I've removed the dis-ease, or I'm removing the dis-ease basically, and I can measure it, quantify it, validate it with the machines and the live blood. And then I know what to do. You know, if they need an oxygen drip, I'll help them. You know, if they need the infrared sauna, the acupuncture, whatever they need, and then the lifestyle. So any other questions before we close for today? And thank you for your good questions. Yeah, you might be saying to yourself, well, this sounds too simple. It's too good to be true. Well, you speak to any one of our clients. Look at all the testimonies on the website. Every single person is a case study. And you know what? I rest at night. I know that I haven't taken someone's money and that they're not going to get well. I know that they're going to get very well. And they're going to come back, and we're going to see the results, and we're going to share in the joy. So we reset, restore, rejuvenate, and rejoice. And that's the simplicity of it all. And as you heal, I heal. As I heal, you heal. And we just get a quantum vibrational spin that's spinning faster and faster and faster. And those electrons are, you know, our vortex is spinning faster and faster. And the scalar wave is getting more and more balanced. And that's the way we're going to reach to the future and leave the planet on a higher vibrational level than when we came. And our minerals will be on a much higher vibrational level, which will then go back into the earth and re-energize the earth. So we're living on with borrowed minerals, okay? And they go back into the soil at a higher vibrational level. That is how humans are the caretakers of the earth. And that is how we re-energize, rejuvenate the earth for the generations to come and the cycles of time. So it's very important that our ashes or our body gets buried back into the earth. And our duty is to raise the vibration of the minerals that we got on loan, the minerals that the earth gives us: gold, silver, copper, nickel, calcium, magnesium, potassium, etc. Those are the minerals. And I don't know whether that this is going to, you know, further and further than what I thought, but just to share that with you, because you know, to be pure is an ultimate goal, I think. To purify yourself, because we come in pure from the quantum field. We then merge with the DNA of the family and the genetics and the epigenetics of living in the world that we live in now. And then it's our job to reset that by the time we go back, so that we are more pure than when we even arrived. So it's quite a tall order, but we do need to do that. And in doing that, we're resetting the earth too. So we are earth dwellers, and we are custodians of the earth, and we must leave it in a better place, in a better shape than when we came. So you can draw your own conclusions there, have your own understanding of that. Personally, where I live, I have re-engineered the soil. I've got a forest which is 25 years old. It's never been turned with a fork. I've just got layers and layers and layers of leaves and microorganisms, and I've completely changed the texture of the earth. It's got a glide, it's got an oily texture to it, it's loaded with microorganisms, and I've made a home to more than 500 indigenous trees. So I've got beehives. We've got biodynamic vegetables growing. We've got water tanks growing. Everything is solar. So where I can, I reduced my carbon footprint as far as possible. Where I live, it's an educational center in Bryanston, and you're welcome to come and visit. You know, to that extent, I've raised the vibration of my small little portion of land where I live, and the space where I live. And people come in, and you know, when they come to me, some of the clients, they're very stressed. They start yawning and they start relaxing, and they just say to me, Jane, you know, this is paradise. How did you get it like this? How did you do it? And I just said, well, I don't know. I started with the water. I got the electricity onto solar. I never tilled the earth. I allowed the compost to build up and the forest to grow, the trees to grow. I've got home for indigenous trees. So that's the bird song in the morning, the moths on the walls, like in the country. So you can do it even in the heart of a city, is what I'm saying. But that was my purpose and my passion, and I've done it, and I'm happy. And I'm also happy educating. I mean, I'm now doing Tuesday and Thursday educational programs, and that's what I do. And we get people well in the day, and we continue to grow and get more branches, and it's growing organically. And I'm happy and I'm contented. And at the end of the day, one must be at peace and one must be present, and it comes with contentment and gratitude and, gentle aspiration to your future, as opposed to needing to and wanting to serve as many people as you can, and that, no, serve the ones you can properly. And no one said you have to serve everybody, and, really getting away from the corporate cycle, because I've had experience of it. And, that to me was a very dead end space, and very toxic, very energy sapping, and, not very appreciative of the people that work for the corporates. But that's again another whole story. So we have a choice 365 days a year to choose health, to choose what's good for us, what vibrations are good for us, to choose who we spend our time with, who we speak to, what we speak about, what we read about. If you're one of these junkies that's hooked on this whole who did it and who's doing it, and I see people are still hooked on this, like we're into the third year or something, then you're going to remain trapped and your energy field will remain small. But if you branch out of that and you look on the other side, because there's always another side to everything, and stop blaming they, because they is us. Quantum entanglement, entwinement, we're all connected. We're all connected. Our particles and our wavelengths are all connected. So if you keep blaming they and them, it's part of us. You're blaming yourself. And what you see out there that you don't like are things within you that you're seeing and you don't like. And check yourself. You'll find it. So let's give up blame, and let's give up them and they, and let's collectively move into a point of seeking the golden age, the golden DNA, the purity that we're all looking for. And I'm doing my best to educate and share all this with you. So nourish, detox, sleep, rest, sunshine, earthing, hydration. Chew well when you eat before sunset. And if you can get that right 80% of the time, I think you're gonna come through with flying colors. So please let me know, and I love you. I love you to share, and I love your testimonies. We always load them. And those of you in the White River area, please come in from Thursday to Saturday at the Casterbridge Lifestyle Center, shop G3B, for a complimentary health scan and a chat to us. Bring your health problems. Those of you in the Johannesburg area, come to the Hirsch's in Four Ways, where they've got their wellness day. We've got a quantum medical center set up again. Those of you also in Joburg, come to Walida Bryanston. We've got another quantum medical center set up, and you can get complimentary health scans and bring your dis-ease stories, and we can try and simplify. All right, until next time, have a very, very, very lovely rest of the day. Thank you for coming in, and lots of love and blessings. Bye.